Hello everyone, we are still in the studio of Atanas Valkov, Polish-Bulgarian composer, and right now talking about series of Bodo. Can you remind yourself about Eugeniusz Bodo, one of the most popular actor of the 20s, and the new film or TV series to which Atanas Valkov composed the music. Atanas, it's a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for the invitation.
Me too, I'm very happy. Hello everyone, hey.
It's usually not so obvious that the film crew is invited into the studio, and right now we have the opportunity just to see how you work and how you, with all the pianos and all the instruments.
Yeah, I'm kind of a keyboard player. At the beginning, I'm classical trained pianist, so I really love all the keys. So I still wants to and getting more this keyboard, but each of them it's really unique and has own history. So I'm kind of freak about this instrument, but not only piano. I love I love all instruments, to be honest.
I mean, I see that you have even a small orchestra here at
maybe
home.
Not orchestra, but
you need to hire different people to play a little bit, and then you can give a full concert.
No, of course, I work with musicians too.
When you have just to explain me, we have two pianos just right now, but one is Steinway and Sons, and one is Forig. Tell me, what's the difference?
Steinway is like 1 year old piano, renovated thanks to the great company here in Poland, Mayer's Sound Renovations. And Forig is a kind of brand new model. It's quite unique because it has fourth pedal, harmonic pedal. It's not very common in pianos. It gives very special contemporary sound, and I'm very happy to have for some time two pianos, so it's not very also often to have two grand pianos in the studio. So during the project recording, I made a lot of experimentation. I scored The King of Warsaw for Canal Plus TV series, so I'm using these two instruments for that. So I'm very happy to have this piano. So very different sounds, but also I use regular upright piano, old woodwinds, well, it was not woodwinds, like old pipe organ, also 1 year old, and different instruments, even flutes.
Well, it needs to be pleasure and a lot of I would say toys to play with when it comes to a musician. But talking back to Bodo and this TV series.
Kino, rozumiesz? To jest prawda. Prawdziwe życie.
It was first TV series I ever scored, so it was quite
long time ago, but
long ago, but also great adventure. And after 10 years of scoring, because I just started with film music like 10 years ago during Berlinale in Berlin, when I won this Berlinale score competition.
Yeah, wow, that's what I wanted to tell later, but...
That was the starting point, and it started. Before that, I composed for other Polish artists, pop songs, I toured a lot, and I was a more musician, but since my childhood, I always, wanted to compose.
So Berlinale was a turning point for you to start and fully be a composer, yes?
Yeah, yes, I can say yes, because it was like, okay, maybe I send my music and I get to the final. There was 3 finalists from all over the world, and they chose me, my composition. I recorded later music for the short movie with orchestra, and I can say, like, as a film composer, somehow this was like starting point.
And then you started composing music to Bodo series?
Yes, and it was great. Yeah, Bodo series was a little bit later, and it was like one of the first like TV series in Poland produced by TVP, the Polish National Television. And it was a great opportunity also.
And since, of course, the character and the actor, like Eugeniusz Bodo, was a star of the 20s, but he was not only an actor, but also a dancer, singer,
yes,
in a way. So what I would like to ask you about is the fact that did you need to use the old music as well to adapt and to put in your in your film music?
The idea I had was to make illustrative music and compose in a way that it's not actually connected to the that time, because in this series we had a lot of songs, you know, these rearrangements. Many arrangers also worked on this. I made some of them, but most of them I composed complete score. Like original music was my compositions. So, like in illustrative music, you illustrate the emotions, the story. So I wanted to get, you know, a little bit more in classical way also, with classical instruments like violins, violas and cellos. Also I used the accordions, and orchestration was kind of classical, but it wasn't like, you know, old songs, you know. So I'm very happy that, because we in this way we get these two words of classical songs from that time, and original score that it's completely from the
Different modern
modern stuff, yeah.
So we kind of refurnish or remake Bada in a new way.
Oh, somehow, you can say like this. Yes. It was a great opportunity, and I think it gives me a lot of. How can I say that? It was first project, right? So for me it was like a.
Gave you wings also to start other things.
In Poland.
Is that now you already very famous and very successful?
Come on, it's like.
No, I'm very proud that we kind of have a composer like this, and I keep my fingers crossed that you get involved even in bigger and nicer projects, and we develop Polish film music to such element that we can have we can be really proud of it.
Yes, I believe that Polish film industry right now, it's a great moment for this time. I mean, it's evolving and you know, developing new ways. There are a lot of new co-productions, international. I also work with not only in film industry but also in game. I started 2 years ago with a Swedish company that is connected with different companies in China and in the United States. So it's really, for me, it's like every project is completely new thing. It's like starting from the scratch, but of course, you need to have background for this, right? It's not like you're starting from nothing, because I remember 10 years ago how I wrote the picture and how I composed it. It was a little bit different than now. When I see the picture and I know that kind of music, it works, this was not works. But 10 years ago was completely different than now. And I think after 10 years of scoring for films and series and short movies and feature films, documentaries also, when you skip the game music, it's also a completely different thing. But you have this experience, and of course we are, you know, developing ourselves and our techniques all life, like playing instruments, you know, or any skill. It's like everyday work on yourself, and you have to remember that, you know, that it's never-ending story.
So it seems that the professionalist needs to get better and better every day, and just to learn what he composed before. But since film industry in Poland gets bigger and bigger, remember the name of Atanas Valkov, because he's going to become a huge worldwide star, and fingers crossed for it. And I do hope that people all over the world, when they are listening to film music, they are listening to his compositions. And thank you very much for watching Poland Daily Culture.
Thank you. Bye.